Hey, what's up guys, it's Kerry from Phoenix and Bow and welcome to today's shave. So today is my my long overdue shave since the first one of 2019, which I've documented obviously for the channel. First up, an apology, sorry that I haven't been around so much in recent weeks, recent months really. Just been extremely busy with the day job. I had to go and work elsewhere for 9 weeks in a really busy office, and first up, I am a time poor person, but that just really kind of compounded things. So that's really the main reason as to why I haven't been around. Just a brief shave today, just checking in, just to say hello, let you know how I am, and hopefully you're okay. I thought I'd take you through what it is that I'm going to be using today. So first up, I thought I would show you the bowl that I'm going to be using, which is this one here. This is our new Phoenix and Bow ceramic bowl. If you don't have one, if you fancy treating yourself, we do have a few left, and they're still available on our shop. These are handmade by Ross Giles over in Cardiff in Wales. Ross Giles is just an absolute whiz at throwing pottery. So yeah, go and have a look. I'm going to use our utility oil just as a bit of a pre-shave. My skin's very dry today, so I thought I'd just layer a little bit of that on. Soap for the day is Iceni. This is our latest core range soap. If you see much of the metallic aspect of the torque here, the horse knotwork is actually metallic gold. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but yeah, beautiful soap. Really nice, resinous, musky, citrus notes in there, inspired by the Iceni tribe here in East Anglia. And their queen Boudica, and as is the case with all of our artwork, there's a story behind this one, which very briefly, this relates to the Celtic knotwork behind the Iceni tribe. The torque that you can see here on the label, the horse torque. Horses were synonymous with the Icenis, and then the symbol here, the 3 hairs, relates to the hair that Boudica would release as an offering to the goddess Andrasta. She would try and invoke that goddess to give her power for the up and coming battle. So yeah, lovely, gorgeous soap. Also available scent wise as the splash, which I'll be using today, and our lotion. So this is a real Iceni fest, as you can see. Brush, I'm going to be using my 30mm Cadman and Bow brush. Jet black handle with kind of a metallic gold set into the handle there. Aluminium thermally printed disc in the bottom, and just a real pleasure to use. I'm just shedding a whisker there, don't worry about that. So that's my brush. Razor, I'm going to go to my trusty daily driver, my 1977 Gillette Black Beauty. So on with the shave. So today I've just very briefly bloomed my soap. And all I've done there is just splash some warm water onto the top of it, and then just decanted that straight away. Quite a wet brush. If you already use our soaps, you'll know that they're very thirsty, which means that they can take a lot of water. So don't be too stingy with squeezing out the water from your knot. Leave a good portion of it in there to help build your lather. So thanks for joining me. And I'm really sorry that I've kind of dropped off in my commitment to the channel. Really, I've said it a few times before, but I really need another Kerry, or something has to change in my working pattern, because I just don't have the time to invest in the channel. Lots of ideas. I've written down about 50 different subjects of things that I want to talk about, and videos that I want to do, but it's just a time thing, so I have to obviously capture the footage, then edit it and then upload it, and that's all very time intensive. Yeah, so time poor, very time poor. So the weekly video has gone out the window for now. Oh, do you know what? I did this last time. I said I was going to use my pre-shave, the utility oil, and I haven't. I think what I'll do is I'm going to put it here on top of the tap to remind me, and I'll put a little bit on between the first and the second parts. I often do that, which is a bit annoying. So how are you? I hope you're okay, and I hope you're having good shaves. I hope you're taking care of yourselves, that you're in good health, physically and mentally. I've had something of a reflective recent couple of weeks, where we live in Hitchin. We've got quite a close community really, where we live on the western side of the town. And there was a really tragic, painfully sad sporting accident last week where a young boy succumbed to his injuries and died. Really, really sad. It made Sarah and I didn't know this lad, don't know his family or anything to do about who they were, but just painfully sad. We learned of it through the social media page of the club where it happened, and we saw in fact Isla, our eldest daughter, Isla and I watched the air ambulance, the helicopter come down that evening, and you just hope, don't you, that the person is going to be okay, that they'll pull through. And perhaps wrongly, I just kind of presumed that it was going to be an older person, but in this instance it wasn't. It was just a young person, a teenager, I understand, which is just so sad. So that kind of sat on us for a few days, and it kind of made me think about being 41, which is how old I am now, and where I am with work and my day job. So I work as a public servant and have done for the last 17 years, and I'm sad to say that I don't get any fulfillment really from it anymore, which means something has to change, right? So I'm looking at other options outside in the private sector, and I've been asking some hard questions, which maybe you could consider yourself. If you could do anything in life, job-wise, professionally speaking, whereby you have to provide for your family, so that's the first caveat. But outside of that, so long as you can do that, what would you do? It's quite a tricky. For me, it's quite a tricky question. There's lots of things that I would like to do, but I'm not 21 anymore, so I'm very mindful of that fact that I'm, middle-aged, I suppose. I am middle-aged, there's no supposed about it. But I have time for a second career, so really I'm kind of scratching my brain, what do I want to do? Obviously that has to be balanced with providing for one's family, which will always be covered, but how do I do that? So these are the sorts of questions that I've been asking myself. I'm a qualified movement coach, so perhaps I could do that. Do I invest my time fully? Do I fully commit to Phoenix and Bow and give that the proper push that it needs? Because we're steadily growing, which is brilliant. More stockists. We have aspirations to get our vegan range in as a national listing with supermarkets. That's our aspiration, okay? But they're just words. Words are easy. What actions do we take, and where do I find the time to do that? So what gives, and in what order? It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Kind of another idea is that of a composite income, so using my different skills and attributes to generate different revenue streams. Because what is fulfillment? How do you feel fulfilled in what you do professionally? I'm fulfilled in myself outside of work, 100%. But at work, I'm not. It's as simple as that. So how do you find fulfillment? Have you found fulfillment in what you do for a living? How have you done that? You know, I think it's all an internal process. Right, I won't forget this. So the utility oil. Let's give this a few drops. If you haven't tried this, this is a really great little product. It's worth treating yourself to. Nice and affordable. 10 millilitres, $6.99. Oh, it smells great. Let's see what this does. So used this way, this just adds a bit more protection, I suppose, a bit more slickness. Not that you really need it with our soap, but it doesn't hurt to be more indulgent. Overly indulgent. Nothing wrong with indulgent shave. Yeah, that's kind of a lot of waffle there, a lot of blathering on from me about considering changing what I do for a living and how I go about that process. Wow, this smells amazing. Wilderness and Iceni, fantastic. So yeah, I suppose you could say we've got a lot on at the moment at Phoenix and Bow, both inside and outside of the company. Sarah's working like 10 women, trying to keep up and keep on top of everything. I'm trying to find the time to test scent prototypes. So you may or may not have seen via our schedule page on our website about the products we're going to be, the limited editions, the specials we'll be bringing out this year. Namely Right-Handed Giant, which is a homage to Brute, the Fabergé scent of Brute, and it's gorgeous. More Glow Atomic, which is summery scent, still finalising that. And then we've got a homage to, we thought we'd go kind of vintage this year, homage to Old Spice, which we're very excited about. And that's going to be our Halloween soap, and we've called that Night Witch. And the story behind the Night Witch design pertains to the Nachtexen, or the Night Witches, which were the Soviet female bombers during the Second World War, who bombed the German troops on the Eastern Front in Russia. And it's about the imagery conjured by those events. And we've got some very, very cool plans that relate to the product reveal for Night Witch. So more on that later on in the year. And then in the interim, we've got a couple of exclusive scents that will be, as you might imagine, only available to the relevant stockists. So over in the States, we've got West Coast Shaving, the excellent guys and girls at West Coast Shaving, who are taking us on. New stockist of ours, very excited about all of our new stockists, but it's good to get in with them. Pleasure to work with, and it's been great fun so far. So Jared of West Coast Shaving was very keen to explore an exclusive scent, so we've done that, and that is called The Specialist. And I'm just making the final tweaks to that because I had it nailed down. The scent, excuse me one moment. I had the scent nailed down, and we've been doing this for 3 years now. I'm going to use some more utility oil because I'm enjoying this. You'd imagine that I would, being a seasoned pro, you'd imagine that my note taking would be absolutely on point, and it is normally. Note taking in the context of scent work. However, the scent profile for for The Specialist, I've misplaced, don't know where it's gone. So I've had to extrapolate. I think I'm there, but it just, I need to do it one more time. I think I'm pretty much there. So yeah, working on the specialist for West Coast Shaving, and also another scent called Collider for the razor company, and just keeping up with demand really. It's been a good start to the year. You know, traditionally post Christmas, always slow, but it's been pretty positive, if I'm honest with you. So no complaints, no complaints. Right, third pass. On my last shave I used my gem ever ready and had a brand new gem single edge in there. Man, every time, you know, and I'm sure you'll know this, but I certainly struggle with the first few shaves with never ready. Kind of have to take, for me it takes two or three shaves to break the blade in, and then it's great, you know, for on average 10 shaves or so. It's brilliant, but those first couple of shaves are just brutal, and true to form I shredded my face. I look like a complete novice again. If you've seen any of my earlier videos, you'll know that I'm a massive advocate for natural movement in the context of staying fit and healthy. So if you haven't checked it out, look up this system called MovNat, M-O-V-N-A-T. Really good, and as I'm getting older, I am very aware of the fact that as that's happening, I want to stay supple and I want to stay strong relative to my frame and my size and my structure. Crucially, you know, as I get older, I want to stay mobile and healthy, both cognitively and also in terms of my structure and my joints, so that whenever I finish up working, be that in my current role or Phoenix and Bowl, whatever the next chapter is, don't worry, Phoenix and Bowl will always be there. It's whether or not it's full time for me. But whatever the next chapter, whenever I get to the end of that, be it 55, 60 later, you know, we want a long and healthy retirement, don't we? I certainly do. I don't want to be knackered and just kind of collapse over the line in my late 60s and have a poor quality of life in my retirement. And it's about enjoying and being, you know, physically and mentally capable and strong and flexible now, and you know, going down a kind of looking at it through a Buddhist lens, you know, enjoying the now. Right, that is a lovely shave. I'm not going to buff down here. I don't need to do that. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm happy with that as a 3 pass. Yeah. Just need to sort my sideburns out, they're still a little bit long there. Lovely shave. Okay, should have cleaned down. Remnants of the lather, pulled from the knot. And used as a cream, I suppose. Now you might have, I mentioned it earlier on in the video about our vegan range. That's ready to go. It's finished, it's finalised, it's all assessed, ready to go. We've finished the artwork for it. Sarah's done some beautiful, really strong, bold, simple, but visually very eye-catching and stunning designs. Okay, I'm biased, she's my wife, but she is awesome. You know, she helps us stand apart from our peers and our competitors by, you know, having these incredible designs, abstract design, which I'm a big fan of. Let me show you this. Great shave. Yeah, so vegan's done, designs are ready to go. We need to finalise the packaging because it's a smaller format, and we think we've found a supplier for what we need. I've done a prototype soap mould because they're going to be square in shape, the soaps, and 50 to 60 grams in weight. And it's all about being environmentally friendly, and being able to recycle everything, and having no plastic in the packaging. So that's very important. But then we don't have them ready to sell, which is really frustrating because they've been ready for a while. And I'm just going to chuck some splash on here. But it is what it is. It's a bit of a cliche. It is what it is. But it really is. 2 young girls, 2 young children, full-time work for me, full-time work for Sarah, Phoenix and Bo. That is a significant chunk of our time, and we need more staff. We have one soap maker who we employ at times of search, a great lady called Carol. Thanks, Carol. If you're watching, you're awesome. But something needs to change, right? Which is why I'm thinking about career options. But very excited with the vegan line, 3 flavours initially, and I'm not going to promise you. I was about to say I promise you we'll have it ready for this year. We just clicked into April. I would sincerely hope that it is ready and we have it released this year, but I won't make any promises because I might not be able to keep it. I will do my best. The lotion now. So this is botanically inspired, so aloe vera, and what else? Vegetable glycerin, witch hazel, willow bark extract, and then the scent cord in here. I've gone a bit crazy here, so I'm just going to get rid of half of that. It's water based. Oh, it's lovely, very cooling. So you've got the heat of the burn of the splash, and then contrasted really nicely by the lotion. Soaks into the skin really effortlessly and just finishes off a great shave. I had my hair cut today, which I'm very pleased with. As my hair is receding here as I'm getting older. My barber's really pleased. I tried a new barber today. I'm really pleased with him. His name's Matt, and he works at Mr. Barber in Hitchin. So go check them out if you're local. Did a great job. I'm really pleased. And as my hair is starting to recede, kind of up here, we both agreed that it's sensible that I wear my hair short, which I do. So I go for this kind of faded look. I'm very happy with that. That kind of wraps up where I am at the moment. Lots going on in here. Lots going on outside of home with work and the business. All positive, all good. Just challenging, but all good in the end. Shaving well, feeling good, training well. I hope you are too. And if you've got any questions or any suggestions that you'd like to see in our line, or any ideas, scent profiles, product types, something like that, always please feel free to comment below. If you haven't done so already, we always welcome new subscribers. I am trying to grow the channel, and your support is gratefully received. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and shave right, feel brilliant.